she's got a friend tonight who can't jump online, is that she's going to just send this to her girlfriend, that's all.
Yeah.
So, right. So, what do you know about Thermomix at the moment?
Nothing much at all. I
Nothing?
just said,
Okay.
yeah, one of my friends had one and she swears by it, that's all I know.
That's all you
But
know.
I've never really seen her cooking or whatever.
Okay. So you mentioned you've got no dietary requirements or anything. So what type of things do you guys cook?
So obviously curries,
Yeah.
but I also cook a lot of pies and that sort of thing as well.
Okay. So you make your own pastries and things like that?
Yes and no. Yeah, I'll make sometimes, not flaky, but sweet pastry.
I'll just push that tree back a bit, I didn't realise it was quite so much in the way. Okay, so I mean things like that I never used to make myself from scratch before, because you know I was probably just a little bit sort of lazy. But the one thing I do find with the Thermomix, it really inspires you to start, you know, cooking things that you wouldn't normally cook
From
scratch. And so for me, I got into Thermomix probably around 10, 11 years ago. And so I originally had the TM31 and then I got the TM5, which is the previous model to this. So this is the TM6. And so with that, I mainly got into it for health reasons and that, so because I came gluten-free and I was trying different dietary requirements. So like you can mill your own flours in there, so you can put rice in there and mill it into a flour. You can put sugar in there and mill it into icing sugar, that type of thing. So basically for me, I just start with what you actually get for the price. So obviously elephant in the room, $24.99. So with the machine, so you get the whole machine. You get, this is what we call the bowl, the mixing bowl. So this is what you get free at the moment. So, well, not free, but you can buy it for $29.
Yeah.
So that ends by today.
You mean another one?
Yeah.
So you get two.
So you get two of these. So you get one with the machine, but with the special at the moment, so for an extra $29, you get an extra bowl, which is it's life-changing. Seriously, it's amazing. And you'll see as we go how having two bowls is actually quite handy.
You've got two machines because just because you demonstrate.
Yeah, I'm demonstrating, so I always have two machines.
Okay.
So it just, when one's cooking, I can go through and just show you through some of the modes, so you can kind of get a whole overview.
I didn't ask you how long this is going to be. I just wanted to know. I just
well, I just thought we just gonna cook one thing,
Yeah.
because I wasn't sure how much time you had. If you had more time, we could, you know, cook something else. So basically, we're just gonna cook a curry. So we can probably be in and out within an hour.
Okay.
Yeah,
because probably an hour, you have to get to some. It's fine.
Yeah. Okay. And do you like cooking at all?
Yeah, but pretty basic stuff.
Yeah. So are you quite handy in the kitchen, or do you just normally look at a recipe book?
I have like maybe like 4 dishes that I make on repeat, and then otherwise like HelloFresh sort of meal kit stuff.
So basically, this is connected to Wi-Fi. So you've got access to over like 70,000 recipes, and that's growing every day. So once a month they bring out a new collection. So in a collection, which we'll go through later, is like a little cookbook. And it can range from, you know, half a dozen recipes to, you know, a big recipe book, depending on what there is available. So with the Wi-Fi, so it's connected to a website called Cookidoo, and Cookidoo is a online recipe platform. And so that's where you have access. So that's where you can do your menu planning, you can plan all your ingredients, and you can actually even send it to the supermarket and get it delivered. So at the moment, we only have Countdown available, but in the future we are going to be getting others. So German machine. So with the bowl, the blades are completely removable. So it's just a push like this. So all I'm doing is I'm holding the blades like so, and I'm just turning that like so, and it just comes off, and then that just comes out like that. So with the blades, you'll see you've got a sharp side and a blunt side. So when you're within a recipe, let's just say you're making a risotto, and so you don't have to think about it. The blades within the recipe will automatically go in reverse, so you're not going to be chopping up all the rice. So that's how you keep a beautiful, nice.
Oh, so it's just
risotto.
like it's like really just blending it in.
Yeah. So it's just still stir. So it's like stirring. So it's just going on reverse, and it's just stirring like that. Now these pins here. So when this goes back into the machine, so you've got the down there. you'll see here, you've got little pins where that goes in. So basically, think about this as like it's a computer. And so with that, I'll just put that back on the little holes there. So this helps to, yeah, that's it. So when you're putting this back in, putting the blades back in, so back in reverse one we do. Oopsie. Don't do that. That's not what to do. Typical because I'm videoing. So put the blades back in and just give a little wiggle, like so. And just grab that, pop it on, and it's just a real push, and that's back on again. So
that's for cleaning. You'll obviously take it out to clean.
You don't need to. I mean, you can. So if you've done like a dough or something like that, you can get like a little brush and you can get in between the blades. But there is a pre-clean mode on here, which we will use. And so you don't actually need to. Like, I very rarely will actually pull it apart because it gets cleaned enough. Unless you've done like a particularly really sticky dough or something like that. But very rarely do I pull it apart. So to put that back on, so as I was saying before, these pins here just need to be really dry. So this whole thing can go in the dishwasher if you want to. So that just sits on there like so. Oh, one other thing. So you've got a maximum 2.2 litre here. You've got a 2 litre, and then you've got a 1 litre quick line on there. Now the other thing, just go through to there. Just turned it off. Okay, so the other thing that with the machine, so it weighs per 1 gram. So if you are a bit of a baker or anything like that, so it's like really accurate, so it's amazing. So the scales are in the feet of the machine. So there's 3 points that I saw you before. And so with that, you just don't want to be banging it around. And so when you pick it up, you always harry it from here and from here to lift it and take it anywhere. So you know you can see the 3 feet. And so this is what we call a slide board. So this is additional if you did want something like that later. But it's not.
Oh, this doesn't come with that.
It doesn't come with it, no. So this is just an additional extra. And the reason I have it, for one, when it's actually on dough mode, it does vibrate a little bit, so it does help absorb the vibration. And also, let's just say, it's probably easier to move this one. If you are you want to store it at the back of the bench when you're not using it, and then all you want to do is like bring it forward and back. So you can do it one-handed and not having to pick it up and lift it and things like that. So it's quite handy, so you can sort of see there, it's just, sorry, it's don't have much room because of the cord. So that's kind of the main reason for that. So what I thought today is we'll just start a curry and then I'll just keep talking as we're going. So I'm going to get your hands on the machine because it's the best way to kind of feel it and use it and things like that. So straight away, we're just going to, would you like to do it?
Sounds good.
Okay, cool. So if you just go to the search button, and we're going to look up the creamy chicken coconut curry. Actually, first of all, we're going to make tandoori paste, sorry. So if you just search tandoori paste, so the keyboard would come up. Yep, so you can see it there come up, perfect. Okay, so that's going to come up. And so we're going to just touch the tandoori paste. So you can see here, so you've got the difficulty easy, prep time is 5 minutes, total time is 5 minutes, and serving size, complete recipe. So I know when I make this, I can get about 5 individual jars out of that. So you've got all the ingredients, preparation, utensils, going down, all your nutrition as well. And it's always got the hints and tricks. So today it says, to make the garlic paste and ginger paste, which I've already pre-made, please refer to the recipes on Cookadoo. So Cookadoo is the recipe platform. Tandoori paste can be stored in the refrigerator for 3 to 4 weeks or transferred into ice cubes and stored in freezer up to 3 months. Now you'll see these little jars, I purchased these from Kmart, and I just generally put them all into these jars knowing that when I go to make a curry, I use about a jar full, which is about just short of 100 grams. And so I just freeze them in those little jars. So when I get home late or whatever, I know I can just pull one out and have a curry on the table from scratch within half an hour. So basically all we're going to do, just go start cooking. Okay, so 1 tablespoon of coriander seeds. So I have pre-measured today,
Yeah.
but normally you just weigh directly in, put it directly in there. So, okay, then just go next. Okay, 1.5 tablespoons of cumin seeds. Perfect. And go next. Okay, 6 black cardamom pods. So the black ones, you obviously know because they're the extra smoky ones. Make it really authentic. There's your cloves. Next. Okay, that's the kashmiri chili. Don't think I pronounced that properly, sorry. Next. Ground turmeric, that's that one there. So when you, so you can hear it do that little beep each time. So you start to kind of listen to it, and if you hear like a double one, you just got to go back. So if you wanted to go back, let's just say if you felt like you did forget something, you can just go back like that. So that's, yeah. So ground cinnamon, 2 tablespoons of ground cinnamon. And then next, tablespoon of salt. Teaspoon of pink. Okay. 120 grams of tomato paste. Okay. So you're gonna see how the scales are automatically here. So you're just gonna go into here 100. But when you're touching the bowl, so don't touch with a spoon because you can see how that. And so sometimes when you might have the lid on and you take the lid off, and so you always want to, before you put any ingredients into the bowl, just double check that it's on 0. So you just tear it. I mean, it was on 0, but so now I just pop in your 120 grams of tomato paste, which will be most of that.
You know, I've never made tandoori paste from scratch.
Oh really? Oh, it's so it's just so much more authentic.
Yes.
It's really beautiful.
I just buy, but we all
Yeah.
have time, so we tend
Exactly.
to buy things.
So making things like this, like generally I would do it in like the weekend or something like that, or in the evening when you've got a bit of time, and I would just do it. Like I make up my tandoori paste, my curry paste, I make up my green Thai curry paste, my red Thai curry, my yellow curry, all of those, I have them in little jars like this in my freezer. And so when I are getting low, I'll just top it up when I have time. And same with like, I make my chicken stocks, my vegetable stock paste, and my meat paste. And so those are my bases for pretty much all of my cooking. And so, and you just add like a tablespoon or a teaspoon, and I have them in the freezer. And because they have like a high salt content to preserve them, they don't freeze. So it's perfect, so you can just grab it out as you go. Okay, so we've done that, so now I go next. Okay, so the garlic paste. So I made this just before. So all this is basically, I've actually peeled the garlic in the machine. So I had probably about 6 bulbs of garlic. If it's not enough, I've got more in the fridge. I should be. And so what I did is the blade cover, which is this over here. I put it in the dishwasher actually. So this is what we call the blade cover. So this is the blade cover / peeler. So this is additional if you did want it. So these you can buy as additional, so they're $57.95 normally. And so that just basically, we'll go over it, but it sits on top of the blades. I cut head and tail off the garlic cloves, and then I just popped it straight in. So straight away, second. Where's my photos? So here, actually I did it, so I just topped head and tail, and then I put some water in there. So I've got this sitting over the blades in there, and then I've
Catches or just sits on top?
It just sits on, so it just kind of locks on. And then I just put in 600 mils of water, and then I put it on for 4 minutes, and then it was all like that. So then I just separated the skins from it. It just comes out really easily. Just rinse them. So I think
So how many extra things, like all these things, you think you're getting with the machine, how many extra things are there that
that is pretty much, there's only really 2 things that I would probably recommend, and this would be one of them that you need to start with, because you can do your slow cooking with it, you can do your sous vide with it, things like that. So I do recommend getting that. Pretty much The other things that I recommend are just the cleaning products for it, which is the little brush. But normally, if you purchase from me, I generally always gift that anyway. So one of these brushes, so because that's got a flat head, so it's really good for cleaning in the bowl. So I recommend one of those, but I gift that to you anyway. And the other thing I always recommend is these little scorers. It's a little, one of these, and so this here, because you never use a metal scorer on it, see that? So it's actually like a plastic. So when you, like if you've done some caramelization or anything like that, and it's brown in the bottom of the bowl, you don't want to use a metal scorer on it because it will actually scratch, and then it will continuously always burn in that one spot. So that's why I always gift these 3 things, and this is just for getting in between the blades when you've got the blades out. So I generally gift those 3 if anyone purchased from me, because I think you need to have it straight away, because you know it's an investment. You want to protect your machine. Okay, so what we're going to do now is go next.
Oh, I haven't done
Oh, right, sorry, you don't. Ginger, yep, just grab that spoon. And, yep. Okay, so you're going to put in 80 grams of that. So that might be a bit hard because I've just pulled that out of the freezer. It's coming out. So I only pulled that out of the freezer probably an hour ago. So that's how quickly it's defrosted. Yep, perfect. Okay, and so, yep, and now go next. Now we're going to add in 200 grams of olive oil. So just pour that into there. It'll be quite a bit, so just, yep, lug it down. So as you start near it, you got heaps to go there, but as you'll get the hang of it. So when it starts getting a bit closer to the 200, you just kind of, you know, start slowing up and you just watch it. So I'm going to have enough. Yep, should just have enough. Yep, slow up now. Yep, oh, perfect. And with all the recipes here we've gone over there, they are very user friendly. So if you went over, it's like no problem at all. Like they're very easy like that. Okay, so go next. Okay, so now we're going to insert the measuring cup and just deal this one here. So this is what we call the measuring cup. So this also comes with it and the lid. And so that just slots on like so. And then all you're going to do is pop the lid on. And generally I like to line that up there. And if you just go next. So it's basically cooking by numbers. So, you know, like colouring by numbers, I call it. So it's going to show you, you see that? Letting it for 20 seconds. And then down here it's saying turn speed selected to speed 9. So that there went round to there. So if you watch that again, so you'll see that will, that little thing went round like that. And so what you're going to do is, so this is called the select button. And so with that, you're going to just turn it and turn it consistency all the way around. So if you turn it slowly, you can tend to overturn it. So I always recommend to read that bit down there and then just, it's just a gradual turn. So I'll get you to turn that round to speed 9. And it's going to be a little bit noisy, it's chopping. To stop that noise, you can just go next. To stop it, or I have it mine set, you can go into the settings and you can stop it, you know, after 2 dings or 30 seconds, however long you want to set that for. So I always recommend that when you're taking the lid off, because it's going to be dirty, just to flip it around like that and just pop the lid down. So you're not going to get a messy bench. And so now it's basically saying, that was it, yep, that's done. And so now it's saying that it's ready to transfer into sterilised jars. So you can smell that and smell how authentic. So you can see that that's made quite a bit. So you're going to have quite a few curries. And so the other little trick that I do is...
it's not giving you the recipe for 1 curry. Right?
No. So this is giving, I would say that's probably enough for about 5 curries in there. So what I do is I normally will just put it into these little jars that I mentioned. And I just pop them in the freezer. So these little jars here. And so with this, so you don't get your bench all dirty, what I kind of recommend doing, it's a little trick, is I take out this, and all I'm going to do, bench space, so I just put that over like that, so it's just going to keep your bench clean, and then all you're going to do is use your scraper, and just going to pop that into there. And so I know that these jars all hold about 100 grams, and so I just go through and do that. So I won't do them all right this second, but you get the idea just to use it. So we'll just put that aside for now, and I will just grab another bowl. I've got another bowl just here anyway.
So what are you making? A curry?
So we're going to make a curry. We're going to make a chicken curry. So it's called creamy chicken coconut curry. So we'll just grab the bowl off that one. Okay, so we've finished that.
It's handy having two bowls as well.
Yeah, so I don't have to do that straight now, so it's correct. I just quickly did that. So now with you can cover it with cover it with a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, and then what I would do is I have these little labels, and then I just label them and I just pop them in the freezer, and so you've got it next time. So I mean that took no time at all to make that from scratch. And you can smell how authentic that is. It's just, you can probably smell it a bit closer now. Yeah. And you know exactly what's in it. So if you're buying those store-bought ones, they've generally got preservatives or additives. There's nothing naughty in there. It's completely fresh produce. Okay, so that doesn't keep beeping at me, the dishwasher. Okay, so now we're going to look up the creamy chicken and coconut curry. Would you like to make this? Yeah. Okay, cool. So we're just going to, so all I did was I pressed the home button. So you're going to go search. So it just takes a little second. Yep, that's it. Perfect. So in there, just type in creamy chicken coconut curry. So down that seat.
Funny how you get this.
Chicken. Oh, I just need a space, so I'll just go back. It'll probably come up.
Well, you can put an extra space and I see.
So what I normally do, I normally have a one of the little pens that you can use, but for some reason I think I left it at a demo that I did the other day. Yeah, I'm the same. Oh, here we go. It's here. So I normally use this. So this is a stylus pen, so these are a Thermomix one.
Yeah.
So there you go, you can see it right there. So just click on that one, that's it, so that's fine. Okay, yep, perfect. So once again, you can see difficulty easy, prep time 20 minutes, total time 30 minutes, 6 portions. And going through all the ingredients, preparation, and once again, you've got your tips and you've got your whole nutrition. So we're going to just go start cooking. Okay. So we're going to quit the active recipe. So we're going to say yes, we want to quit the active recipe. So just type yes. Yeah, so just push yes. We're going to quit it.
What's the active?
So it's because we were making the tandoori paste, so now we're going to just go on to making new paste. Okay, so first of all, we're going to make the cauliflower rice. So we're going to be serving this with cauliflower rice. So I just want to show you how it can make the most amazing cauliflower rice. Now I'm probably, there's 2 steps to this, and so we're going to do 350 grams, and then we're going to do another 350 grams. I'm going to skip one of them because there's only us using it. So what I'll do is just get some tongs, and just add in 350 grams into there. Just kind of tip it. While you're popping that in, I'll just grab another bowl. So you can see that this machine's just turned itself off. So if you leave it on, it's got like a just an automatic switch off. So when it's done so much, it'll just switch itself off, which is a bit of a safety feature and energy saving.
Should I put it in?
Yep, that's perfect. Okay, so you've got that. Oh, exact. Next. Okay, so it's saying insert, so just grab that lid and measuring cup and just pop that on. Yeah, so you just kind of, yeah, that's perfect. Okay, next. So we're going to be chopping it. So you can see it's going to chop it for 5 seconds. There's no heat at all. And see how that's automatically gone like that? So that's going to chop it on reverse, so it's not going to turn it into mush. So whereas that's what the blades look like if it's going the correct way. So we're just doing it on reverse. So it's telling you turn speed select to 5. Yep, no. So speed, so just go back and you watch. So you can see how that went round to there, and it's saying turn speed selector to speed. So this is the speed selector. So all you're doing is like turning it constantly and around to 5. So it's just a constant, straight away fast. Yep. So that's done now. So if you just press next. Okay, so this is the varoma. So this also comes with it. So what it's going to tell us to do, it's going to ask us to put into the varoma. Just make some room. So transfer into varoma. So this is your varoma. So once again, lid off and turn it upside down. And then you can see that that just made cauliflower rice in 5 seconds. So that way you can get it really fresh. And my spatula is dirty. This one for now. So put it into there. Okay, so now you can just go next. So just go next again because we're not going to do that part. And go next
So
again.
normally that full recipe would take 2 lots.
Yeah, so do 2 lots. So because you're feeding 6 people, so we're just going to go next, and we're just going to skip to that part. And now that was the next part, putting it into there. So clean and dry the mixing bowl. So rather than, I've got one spare, so it just speeds it up. I mean, it's going to take.
Is that your third one?
Yeah. So now just go next.
Yeah.
So you're going to add in 2 teaspoons of olive oil. Now 2 teaspoons, so that's 10 grams. So rather than getting a teaspoon out, we're just going to press those 3 little dots there, and we can bring up the scales within the recipe. So let's get the olive oil, and we're going to weigh in 10 grams into there, and I'll just get this quick rinse out.
Does it do the conversions as well for you if you need to?
Sorry, what was that?
Does it do the conversions for you if you need to as well?
So all the recipes within the machine are either in grams or in ounces. And so if it's in ounces, then you would just weigh it in ounces. So it makes no difference to you.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
But do you mean like the conversion from teaspoon, tablespoon to grams? Like the conversion from teaspoon to grams?
Yeah.
So generally, because we bring these in through Australia, so Australia tablespoon is 20 grams, and in New Zealand it's normally 15 grams. So it's just one of those things you just kind of know. So I mean, you can very well get out a tablespoon and weigh it in.
Exactly.
But I generally give you a conversion, so it's easy. So all you can do is to get out of there, and so you're back into the recipe. Now if you just go next. Okay, we're going to add in 1 brown onion. Now, as you can see, it says 1 brown onion or approximately 180 grams. So once again, you can go into the scales because not one onion is the same. So
exactly.
that's perfect. So you're just going to, it's pretty much, it's probably a little bit much, but doesn't matter. Give or take a bit, that's fine. Okay, so then you can just get out of there. Yep, perfect, you do it. And then we're just going to go next. So it asked me to cut it into quarters, which I had pre-done. So 1 teaspoon of the garlic paste. So I've got some more garlic paste in the actually, just gonna have a look at something. Because I just want to see
Whether it's doing the tandoori.
but because you can go into this way as well. I'm just checking that you've got the right recipe. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay. So basically, where are we at? Clean and dry the mixing bowl. Next. So you're going to add in 10 to 15 grams of fresh ginger. So that's
garlic paste.
Yeah. So that was there's an old recipe in there which is for the old machine. So when you brought it up, I actually didn't check. So this is the recipe for the TM6.
Okay.
So this is the TM6 because with the TM6, because the new heat function, it goes up to 160 degrees. So if we had done it under the TM5, because people still own the TM5s, then it would have heated it up only to 120 degrees. But we really want to saute and get the onions and the garlic and the ginger really yum. And so it's saying to add in 10 to 15 grams of the fresh ginger. So just pop that in. Oh, hang on, first of all, actually, sorry, I just want to check something. Yeah, so clean and dry that. So we were supposed to put the, yeah, sorry. It's just doing it backward because this was the old way.
Oh, because of the...
Yeah, so we just need to chop the ginger first, that's all. So that's why I'm just going to take it out for a second. Sorry, that's my bad. I should have actually overseen that.
Also, it tells you which recipe that you're
Yeah, so I'm in the TM6, yeah, we weren't in that before. So now go next. Sorry, okay. So that's your ginger and your garlic, so just tip that in because I know the next one's going to say the garlic. So just go next, and we've already added that. Now, I only had little garlic, so I've added a little bit extra. Okay, the green chilies, so 1 to 2. Do you like spicy?
No, just 1.
Okay, so we'll just do 1. Perfect. Okay, insert measuring cup, so that's just here. Oh, just right here. So we're just going to pop that on. Okay, if you go next. Okay, so see it's going to chop it for 3 seconds and it's asking you to take it round to speed 7. So you don't have to think about what speed or anything, all you've got to do is turn the dial. Okay, that's it. So now go next. Okay, do not scrape down the sides of the roll. So now go next. Okay, so now it's asking us to add in. So you can see that there, it's just chopped that chilli and the garlic and the ginger up real quick. So that was only a matter of seconds. So I'm saying not to add anything else. So I'm going to tear that because I took the lid off. And we're just going to get the onions again. And pop that in. And yeah, that's fine. It will be weighing a little bit heavier because I already put the olive oil.
We put the olive oil in.
Yeah, so that's fine because the olive oil will still be there.
Yeah.
Yep. And then what it's asking us to do now is the splash guard cover. So we're going to take out the measuring cup. So, and you're going to, whenever you're using any of the accessories that it asks you to do, so this is the splash guard. So this also comes with it. So, so basically you can see that it's solid here. So that's going to cover that hole so no splashing out, obviously. So I'm going to put that on top and then you're going to go done. You've done that. So that's a extra safety thing. So now it's going to be doing it for 4 minutes 30. It's going to saute on maximum. So maximum is 160, whereas the old machine was 120. And so all you're going to do is just a little turn, like that. And so that's just going to automatically turn on to like your maximum heat. So if you just turn that, so that's just means saute. Yep, just a slice. Yep, perfect. So now you've got 4.5 minutes of like hands-free. So this is where, you know, you can go and, you know, do some washing, you can clean up your bench, or whatever you kind of want to do. So it's giving you your time back. Now I'll just move this out of the way, and then we'll start talking about the other one.
I like the fact that you can put, you know, cooks in it.
Yeah, so basically, I mean, my biggest questions that people say is, how can you feed a family out of it?
Because it feels like as if it's so small.
How many, yeah, exactly. It's very deceiving, especially when you're going to be adding in the varoma. So the varoma really helps with extending it. So don't just think about it as for your main meal. Like you can make side dishes in it, things like that. So this also, so when you're doing your layered cooking, So if we had more cauliflower, I'd put that on top and put another layer of cauliflower over the top. But you know, you can put like a whole chicken in here. You can steam a chicken.
Where does that go on top of that?
Yeah, so that goes on top. So when it's working, we will use it soon, so you'll see it in action. But basically, that just goes on top. And then what we do is the steam pushes up into the varoma, and so that helps to steam it.
So while the chicken curry is cooking your cauliflower
Yep,
rice. Isn't it?
exactly. So it's all in one, and then it's easy. So what we're going to do now is going to get that other jar
How
back.
long has the Thermomix been going for? How many years?
Over 50 years now.
Really?
Yeah. So they were first invented for mainly baby food, to be honest. Originally, and then they've just transpired into what they are today. So next year, the only thing it doesn't do at the moment is like slice. So if you want to slice your cabbage or your tomatoes or your avocado or anything like that, it doesn't actually slice. But there is an attachment being released early next year, and that's going to be able to do all of that. So all of us consultants are pretty excited. So that's going to be like a real game changer, because at the moment that's pretty much the only thing it can't do.
So how long have you been a consultant?
I became a consultant back pretty much close on 2 years ago. I never meant to become a consultant. As I say, you can smell that. It smells delicious. I never meant to become a consultant. I basically got into it by default because I wanted to get the TM6 because I had the older model. And so I decided I wanted to earn it. So if you wanted to earn it, you can as well. So currently right now, what they've got on offer is that if you become a consultant, so you there's a business meeting that's actually online tonight that you can jump on, and that will give you some information. But basically, if you do the consultant online Zoom course, which probably around 15-20 hours, and you'd have to have that finished by the 12th of December, and all you need to do is sell 4 Thermomixes to friends and family, and you get yours for free. That's it. So you've got 60 days to sell those 4 Thermomixes. So if you can kind of think within your family and friends who you could actually help out, because anyone that loves cooking, or actually they're not a very good cook, because it complements that as well. So my sister, she can't cook to save herself. Maybe that's why she's single. I'm just joking. No, she's so what she's done is she's got one of these now, and like she's cooking like amazing dinner parties and things like that. And I'm an ex-chef, so you can be a cook and you can be a non-cook, and they can do both. So like for me, I lost my mojo, and so it's given me new inspiration to cook something different all the time. And so I have my own Thermomix page on Facebook, which I'll send a link to you, and you can join, and you will see every day.
It's not easy to sell 4 in 60 days, especially when you're new to it, you know what I mean?
Well, I sold 12.
Really? It's 60
So,
days?
yeah.
Gosh.
So that was that was 2 years ago, but yeah, that was 2 years ago in February. So that's finished that step now. So if you go next, okay, so now it's asking us to add in some tandoori paste. So I'm going to grab that for you. So because it's weighing the lid in that, so we're going to take the lid off. Smell that, how authentic does that smell? It's delicious. Yeah, smell the ginger and that beautiful fresh chili and everything. So I'm just going to grab it out of here. So I always, just from personal experience, I like to add in 100 grams because I just think it adds that little extra depth of flavour. That's just me personally. So you're just going to go a little bit more. Just do 100. And with recipes, like if things ask for sugar and things like that, it's up to you whether you want to put it in or not. So, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Perfect. Okay. Okay, so now if you just press next. Okay, so now it's asking for some tomato paste.
I know, that's salty. Did it say salt in it as well?
Yeah, it did have some salt in it. Yeah.
Okay,
So we're not. So yeah, so it does have some salt in it. So now you're going to add in 30 grams of tomato paste. A bit more.
I just finished this. There's nothing much left in it.
Oh, that's fine because I've got another cooking experience after this anyway. Everyone wants, because it's the last day for doing the
the special.
yeah, the special. So yes, I've had quite a few last minute kind of things. Okay, so now just go next. So now we need 100 grams of water. So that's in there. Okay.
Is that 100 grams?
I don't know. I just filled it up. So yep. So slow down. Yep. That's enough. Perfect. Because otherwise you don't want to make the curry too runny. Okay. So no. Okay. So this is where I'm like, oh my gosh, I've got no almond meal. So all you do, let's just say you've got 2 bowls, because if you're going to do it, you're going to get another bowl. You just take it off, rather than having to go up to the supermarket. Pop your bowl on. I'm going to go home, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to put my 20 grams in there so I can weigh it, bring up my scales. Put my 20 grams in there, give or take a bit. Yep, that's fine. Because 20 grams of whole almonds is the same as 20 grams of almond meal. Okay, so then all I'm going to do is pop the lid on with the measuring cup, and then we're going to go out of the scales, go to the home button. So we're going to put that on for 10 seconds, and we're going to mill it our own. And then I'm going to turn that round to speed 10. So if you take that all the way round to speed 10, all the way, it's going to be noisy. So you can kind of hear it's pretty much done already. So it doesn't really probably need the whole 10 seconds, but we put it on anyway.
The 10 seconds you just out of,
Yeah.
you know that it's 10 seconds.
Well, just because I've had them for so long. But with this, I generally give you like a cheat sheet of like how quickly things will. So you can see that. So you've just made your own almond meal. So once again, so like we're in the middle of a recipe. Oh my gosh, no almond meal. And so all we do is we put this back on, like so. And then if you press the bookmark, just there. The bookmark, that bookmark there. So that's going to take us directly back to the recipe, exactly where we were. So now we're going to weigh in, we'll just hear that.
Yeah, so it should be the same.
Yeah, it should be, but I'm just going to show you. So remember, it's all over the bowl though. Let's get a spatula. So, and if you want your curry that little bit thicker, I would just add a little bit more, because this is basically going in there as your thickening, and because we did add a little bit of extra water, remember. So maybe just do an extra couple of grams, maybe, because I've left some around the bowl, but
that's fine.
Give or take a bit. Yeah, I mean. Yeah, it's all good. Okay, so now just go next. Okay, so now it's asking us to add in the chicken. So I've got that in the fridge already cut up. So this is way more than 500 grams, but I do have another demonstration tonight, so I was just getting organised. Okay, so I'm just going to get that, grab that, and if you just pop directly into the bowl. Pop that away. Perfect. All done. Okay. Right, so if you just go next, I'll put that back in the fridge.
1 teaspoon of salt, is that it?
Yep, so 1 teaspoon of salt, so that's just 1 teaspoon. Okay, that's fine. And just go next. See how you banged on the side of the bowl? So that's one of the things that you don't want to do, because remembering that just the scales are in the feet. I mean, it's fine occasional, and you'll see.
But if you do it all the time, and
Yeah.
not to get into it.
So I heard it beep twice, so I'm just going to go back and just double check. So now it's saying to place the varoma. So with the varoma, all we're going to do is we're going to get the lid, and actually we can just use this lid, that's already actually dirty. So we're just going to take the measuring cup out and put that on. So when you're using the accessories, as I said before, so you always need to have this on. So that would be your splatter guard. And now it's asking for the varoma because the varoma has already got the cauliflower rice in it. And so what we're going to do with the cauliflower rice is I'm just going to make some gaps in it so that the steam can actually get through. So you can see I'm making some gaps in there so the steam can just come through. Okay, perfect. And so all we're going to do is pop that on top there, and then we're going to put the lid on. Okay, now just go next. Okay, so now it's telling us it's going to cook it for 8 minutes on varoma. So varoma is 120 degrees, so that's going to help push the steam up into here to, bring it up and push it into here. And you can see it's gone on reverse, so on reverse it's not going to chop the chicken into tiny little bits.
So it's just
so turning it to speed 1, that's it. Perfect. See how you couldn't actually overturn it even though you're trying to? So it knows, but if you did it really slowly, you'd overturn it.
Okay.
So I have been with a client before, but I haven't overwatched them or overseen them, and they have just done it slowly, and they've gone down, and I haven't paid attention, and they've gone to speed 4, and then when we go to dish up the curry, it's very chopped up. So yeah, but that's okay. So now we've got 8 minutes of like hands-free cooking. So this is where.
So will it cook in 8 minutes?
So it's going to do 8 minutes, and then look here. So then we can go preview. So then it's going to ask us to stir the cauliflower with the aid of a spatula to ensure even cooking, then secure the varoma and lid back. So then the next stage after that, then it's going to be another 4 minutes on varoma, and then after that, so remove the varoma. Then it's going to ask us to add in the coconut cream. Insert the measuring cup, and then it's going to cook it for another 2 minutes at 90 degrees, and then we're going to serve it. So basically, so you can look ahead like that, so you can look at the preview. So either, whether you want to be cutting your veg
So you can get your coconut.
yeah, so you can get it all ready. I mean, obviously I know in advance what we're doing today, but normally you would just, that's doing that, I would start doing the next step. So it just helps to speed it all up. Is basically what it's
How long did it say this would be? About 30 minutes.
It's about 30 minutes all up, yeah. So, but remembering that it's probably not going to be 30 minutes today because I had things pre-organised. But basically it's the 20 minutes of sort of like cooking time, but it's hands-free. So you've got an 8 minute here, we had a 4 minute before, there was a 2 minute coming up and another something or other.
So even in that gap, let's say if the chicken was not yet cut up, the chicken was
yeah, exactly. So what I'm going to show you now, so let's just say if we wanted to use the machine manually, okay, so using the machine manually here, so we're going to swipe left, swipe, my fingers are wet, I think, swipe left. So you saw me before go into the scales. So let's just say you could put a bowl on top and you can tear it. So you can basically get rid of your scales in the kitchen. And then also, let's just say this is in the dishwasher and you still want to use your scales. So just put your bowl, it's going to fit in there, and once again just tear it and you can use it like that. Or let's just say you've got that out, put something on top and tear it. Okay, so that's your scales. So then you've got your dough mode. So your dough mode, so all of these modes are generally within recipes, it'll come up, you'll see it come up. So with this is using it manually. So if you were to, like, you've got a famous dough recipe that you've been passed down into your family, you can actually add your own recipes into here. So you can actually type them in, and so it's always there. So then anyone within the family can come and they can make exactly that, and it's going to be consistent every single time. So with this, you basically, most doughs are around sort of 2.5 minutes. So you just turn it to the time to 2.5 minutes. And then all you're going to do is press the wheat, and then you're going to turn it on. I'm not going to do it right now because there's nothing in my bowl. But basically, as an example, so like 2 minutes of mixing in here is equivalent to like kneading by hand. Yeah, so 2 minutes is equivalent to 10 minutes, sorry. Yeah, so if you have got a dough, it's like yeah, so that would replace it. So you can get rid of your dough mixer. Okay, so that's your dough mode. Then you've got turbo. So your turbo, basically think about it as like a pulse button. So you've got 1 or you've got 2 seconds. And then basically you click on here and you can hear it. So it's just going to go to really high speed straight away. So this is if you want to do a last little quick blend in a soup or something like that. Or if you now to unlock this, see how these are stayed locked? So to unlock it as an extra special safety feature, you just got to go home. That's the only one you need to go home for. So now it's unlocked. And so basically with that, I use it. So let's just say you've made a dough and you've got it all stuck around the blade. So I quite often will go into that mode. And
it's amazing that it does the dough with the same blade. You don't have to change the blade.
You don't have to change the blade. That's amazing. And so it goes forwards, it goes into reverse and things like that. And because it can heat at the same time, so it's heating it to 37 degrees, so it's that perfect temperature like to help it, to prove. So basically, so that's your dough mode. And so if I was to doing, as I said about the dough, I would go into here and I would do that 2 seconds, and that would spread all the batter out to the side, and you can basically get another whole scoop out, which would be like another bun or whatever, if you're doing bao buns or whatever you're making. Okay, so then we're going to your pre-clean. Now when we've finished the curry, we will do the pre-clean, but basically we will fill it up to the 1 litre mark that we saw on the side, and we'll put in a squeege of 1 pump of dishwashing liquid, and then I also add in some white vinegar, so you can do one or the other. I personally like to do both, and then that helps to neutralise, especially with those curries and things like that, so it helps to neutralise the bowl, so then you can go afterwards and like make a dessert or something like that. So that's that one. Then so you can do a short wash, a dough, universal, fat or caramel or browning. So depending on what you've cooked. So after we've done the curry, we will be doing browning. So we'll put it onto the browning mode. So let's just say if you've made some caramelised onions, so it's just going to heat it to a higher temperature to help lift any of the food that's stuck to the bottom of the bowl, because we don't want to use that energy scorer. And basically with that, and then you might need to just give a tip out of the water and give it a little go with that little scrubber that I showed you earlier. So that's your dough mode. Oops. Your pre-clean mode. Then you've got your blend mode. So your blend mode, do you like to have smoothies and things like that? Yep, okay, smoothies. So basically put all your ingredients in the morning, and your liquid, or whether you're doing water or milk or yogurt. And then basically 30 seconds is perfect for a smoothie. So it's set to that, so all you're going to do is touch the blend and then turn it on. And so that's just going to gradually start slow, and then it's going to build the speed up to speed 8, which is the perfect. So if you've got things like, ice in there, things like that can start in chocolate. So great for cocktails, great for smoothies, that type of thing. Okay, so that's your blend mode. Then you've got your egg boiler mode. So we've still got 35 seconds to go. So your egg boiler mode, so it's basically here, it's saying to get your eggs out of the fridge, up to 6 eggs, and fill it up to your 1 litre mark, and then we can choose on here. So whether you want soft boiled, medium soft, medium hard, or hard boiled. Now it's actually pretty accurate. So that's probably one of the most common things that I use in my kitchen, boiling eggs, because it just makes it so easy. And then after that, so now we'll just go back to here, and we'll do the next step. So if you just want to go next on there. Yep, so now it's just asking us, so because it's hot, so whenever you, so you want to turn it away from you like that, and then all I'm going to do is put it onto here.
It's quite high, for people. Like,
My bench is extra high.
Your bench. Oh, yeah, it is actually.
Yeah, my bench is extra high.
Yeah. As is lower, no? Isn't that as lower?
Yeah.
Pretty sure
My
it's
beach is extra high.
Yeah.
So then you just make.
Oh, so that's why it's taken it higher still.
Yeah. So, and because I've also got that sitting on here as well. Okay, so now it's saying to put that, so stir cauliflower with the aid of spatula to ensure even cooking, then secure the varoma lid. So it's telling you to pop it back on. And then we're just gonna, yep, that's perfect, yep. And then it's just tip that like that. And then we're gonna go next. Okay, so now it's gonna be cooking it for 4 minutes on reverse stall on varoma, so varoma being 120, pushing it up into here and turning it on to speed 1.
Yep. Speed 1. Oh,
Yeah, down there, speed 1. So you just watch it to go to speed 1. See how you turned it? Yeah. So I always just eyeball it as well and just double check. Only because I've had a couple of customers do that. Okay, so going back to your egg mode. Now I don't just use it for egg mode. I think about it and I use it for other things as well. So this is the simmering basket. So this is comes with it as well. And so with this is what I maybe do my rice and things in. But in this mode, like if I'm doing like frozen peas or frozen corn or something like that, or even little boy like Cheerios, I'll pop them in here and still fill it up to your 1 litre mark on the side, pop it in, and like with that, I just play and I just normally probably put it onto like medium hard, and because it will just work out how it's a smart machine, so it just works out how much time it actually needs to actually cook them.
So you put the eggs in the basket only?
No, it's telling you to put the eggs directly into the bowl. I'm just saying if I'm going to use the egg mode for other purposes, so don't have the eggs in there at all, and I'm saying put your frozen corn in there, or put your frozen peas in there, that type of thing.
So you're just trying to thaw it out, is that what you're trying to do? Cook it or thaw them? The peas
Just cook them, yeah, just wash them, cook them, yeah, so that type of thing. I mean, I'm just giving you a little tip that I do as an extra. So just within it, because then you can walk away hands-free. If you want to, we can put some rice on, so you're interested in seeing rice being cooked.
It would be nice.
So, I mean, it cooks the best rice. It's amazing.
It would be like loose and nice and fluffy.
Yeah, it's really nice. Okay, so I'll just go over, actually we'll start doing that now. So what I'll do, go back to here. So if you want to look up, go
so
search.
So you normally cook the rice like how it's cooking this in the varoma with steam?
So yeah, so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the rice into here, and then we're just going to, cook it in here. So because we're doing the cauliflower rice, some people do it in there. Personally, I like to do it in here. So with that, so if you were to host, host a demonstration at your place, and you invited some people along that were generally really interested in seeing a Thermomix, and I say generally just because I'm doing it as a business, so we're not wasting each other's time, and they were to purchase a machine, you can earn this for free. But let's just say no one wants to purchase a machine, you can still buy that for $30. So this is a Thermomix server.
That's a
host gift. And so with this, this is the value was $135, and so it's stainless. So it's completely insulated. So it's got to keep food hot or cold up to 2 hours. So it's amazing. So it comes on this nice dish, and so for it to actually work as a complete unit, it needs to be on the dish to extend the life of the heat. And so what I normally do is I'll heat the jug, and I'll put some hot water in there, and that just helps to extend the time as well. So your food is not going into a cold bowl. And then that's just the lid that sits on top. Now let's just say you can serve that to the table, it's nice enough. And then the other thing, you can get actual lids that go over it that are more secure. So if you were taking a curry to a friend's house, then you can do that as well. And just turn it on. So especially if someone's sick in the family or friends are sick, you can make the curry and then just go and deliver it. So you can have unlimited amount of parties at your house as long as you're inviting fresh people each time. So that's how, the generating, more people to come and, view the Thermomix, and that is an enticement. So your current owners, so if you just go next, so basically any owners that have machines that you've sold to, that's how you kind of keep extending, because everyone wants a thermoserver.
Yeah.
So like, you know, if you purchase a machine today, then you will want one of those, and so you're like, Rachel, I've got some friends that are interested, and I come. Okay, so now it's asking us to remove the aroma. So once again, away from you because it's hot. See all the steam come out? So, and it's telling me to transfer the cone flat into a thermo serving bowl or any other large bowl. Okay, so now just go next. Okay, so we're going to add in the coconut cream. So I'll just open that for you. You're right. I'll have to spoon if you want. Save your nails.
I know, I've done that before.
Okay, so we're going to tear that because I had that on top. So yep, you can just go straight in. Slow down. So it's going to go. Yep, it goes quite quickly. The last bit. Yep, keep going a little bit more. Perfect. There we go. I'll just run that round. So if you just go next. Oh, I hear 2 beeps. So when you hear 2 beeps, just go back.
You think I've gone?
So when you hear 2 beeps. Okay, so yep, so now I'll just go next. Okay, insert the measuring. So all I'm going to do is grab the, just on the side there, just grab that one off.
Just a cup?
Yeah, just it's lifts off. Yep, perfect. So pop that on. Great. Okay, so now just go next. Okay, so now it's going to cook it for 2 minutes at 98 degrees. It's currently sitting, but it's going to take it down to 90 degrees. And see, it's automatically on reverse again. And you're going to turn it around to speed 1. Yep, that's it. Okay, so now while that's happening, I'm going to pop this chicken in the fridge.
Is the tandoori paste a different thing, or is that for the recipe?
We made the tandoori paste first, and that's in the recipe. You put that in, remember?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that a separate recipe that you were just
completely
making
separate recipe. So
recipe.
it said add tandoori paste. So if you wanted to purchase tandoori paste, you can still do that.
Yeah.
Entirely up to you. So you don't have to do it that way. Now, do you both like coriander?
Yeah.
Okay. I just like to garnish on top of the
I know lots of people don't like it though.
I know, I love coriander.
I know, even we love coriander. I can't believe someone doesn't like it. It's like, what?
So I'm just going to put that in there to keep that warm, so into the thermoserver. We'll just keep that warm. Right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to put some rice on. So I'm just going to grab some rice.
So do you cook in other dishes at all, or you really mostly cook everything in this now?
To be honest, I pretty much cook everything in here, like without a lie. And because, like my friends laugh at me because like being a chef, like I've got this most amazing kitchen.
Yeah.
I've got my dream kitchen and I cook in a $2,500 machine. You know, I've got a $30,000 oven. I very rarely use it. So basically, like you still need an oven though, because you know, when you're gonna cook any breads and things like that, so you still need it.
Yeah.
And there's lots of recipes, like if I'm doing lamb shanks, and if I'm doing a big amount of lamb shank, I'll make the sauce in here and I'll brown my lamb shanks and I'll put it in and I'll tip the sauce over it and put it into the oven. That type of
Was
thing.
your lamb
But
shanks you cook here?
Yeah, so I cooked the lamb shanks, I made everything in here, then I just popped it into the oven and then just cooked it in the oven for 3 hours. So that's what I'm saying. So I still used the recipe in here and the guide cooking and did all the steps, and then when it came to cooking it, I just popped it in the oven. Okay, if you just go next. Okay, so basically it's telling us that it's ready now, so I'm just going to show you it. And so you can see now that's all pretty much ready. Smell that.
Is that the garlic? What's at the side? The ginger, is it? No, the side on the thing.
Oh, that's just the onion.
Oh, there.
That's the onion. So I'm just going to leave that covered for a second, just so we can get the rice on. So if you want to type in boiled rice, and I'll just grab the rice while we do that. So it's just the boiled rice. Boiled rice recipe.
Yeah, that one.
This one,
Come up.
This one?
Yep, that's it. Perfect. Okay, so now just go start cooking. Okay, Okay, so we need 1,000 litres, 1 litre of 1,000 litres.
How long does it take to do the rice?
20 minutes.
It's a good idea to have the cauliflower rice, no?
Yeah, we used to do cauliflower rice with like green tartare and stuff.
Okay, so we're just going to weigh in the water. There we go. And I'll just get some salt and some oil. That's fine, that doesn't matter. Okay, so if you just go next. So it's going to ask for 1.5 teaspoons of salt. I'll just quickly throw it in there. Perfect. 20 grams of olive oil. Okay, so weighing 20 grams of olive oil. So you can use olive oil or you can use butter. It's completely up to you.
Oops. I'm not paying attention.
That's fine, no problem.
Yeah.
Might just be, it'll be nice and glossy. Okay, so we're going to insert the measuring basket, the simmering basket. So we're going to insert that. And then what we're going to do is we are going to weigh in, I'll go next. So you're going to weigh in 350 grams of rice directly into the
So you
basket.
don't wash your rice, nothing?
No, so with this recipe you don't need to wash your rice because you're steaming it. And so all of the starch and all of the all of that will drip down into the water below.
That's
and
really
so
good.
it's actually making it a more low GI. That's it, 350.
Awesome.
That's fine, no problem. Not watching.
Okay,
Okay, so we're just gonna
No, and it's funny, I'm thinking, oh my god, the next thing is like so exciting.
So now you go next. So I didn't even bother doing that part. So it says mixed rice well with spatula. I don't even worry. So just go next. Insert measuring cup. So we're just gonna get you in. Oh yeah, there's one there. And then we'll just take, I'll get your clean one. Just here. There you go, pop that on. Thank you. Yep.
Why does it feel like
Because when it closes,
Oh,
it
so you
clumps
shut
it
it
down.
down, yeah.
So you just go next. So now it's going to cook for 20 minutes at 100 degrees, and you're going to turn it around to speed 4. Yep, that's it. See how it's automatically shut. So that's just a safety feature. So it can't actually be turned on without the lid on. Yeah. Okay. So now while that's cooking,
it's like a noise for rice, it feels like it's chilling.
yeah, so because the blades are turning at the bottom, so it's not actually chopping it or anything, because it's sitting in the basket, so it's slightly elevated, so then it's just going to be steaming it. Yeah, so that's just going to cook for 20 minutes. So with this, so while that's doing that, we'll go back to home, pop it over there. And so here, so we got up to, we did the blend, the egg boil, so kettle. So can replace your kettle in the kitchen. Okay, so let's just say, do you drink a lot of tea or anything like that? So I personally like to drink my tea at 80 degrees. And so you can set your temperature, now it's on red. See how that's green? So that's meaning that the machine's cold. Because we've just been cooking the curries, it's on red, so that's another good set. So people can just see at a glance whether it's hot or cold. So I just set it at 80 degrees, and then you can just boil it. So that's your replaces your kitchen in the kitchen. Then you've got your warm up mode. So let's just say you've already pre-made a soup or something like that, and so you've got it in the bowl, and then you want to exactly. So you can warm it up in here, and so basically you can warm it up to 90 degrees. So let's just say you've got your soup in there, you've got people arrived at the door, flip it on, go and greet your people, bring them in, get them a drink, and then it will automatically switch on when it hits 90 degrees. So just going back to here, so right now, so I know I had 20 minutes, so quite often if I'm doing mashed potato or if I'm doing the rice, I might leave the house, go and take the dog for a walk, come back, and I know that I'm not going to bring the house down, it's a safety thing, so it's really good for that. So if people have got young kids or things like that, people love it because they're not going to bring the house down. Okay, so that's using the warm up mode. Then you've got your thicken mode. Now your thicken mode is mainly within the recipe, so any emulsification. So if you've got like doing a lemon curd, a hollandaise, a béarnaise, a chili sauce, bechamel, all of those types of things, or a custard. So that's within the recipe, but if you want to use it manually, so let's just say you've done a roast meal and you've got like a gravy in the pan, put all your drippings in there, add your thickening, whether it's corn flour or arrowroot or anything, and then just literally just flick it around and it will, oh, I don't want to do that because I'm curry in the hot chocolate. And it will literally just thicken it and have it at the right consistency. And then you can look into it and, you know, decide whether or not you need to add a little bit more thickener, depending on, you know, how much arrowroot or cornstarch you put in there. So that's your thicken mode, but mainly I've probably only used it like a couple of times because it's actually within recipe. So if I'm making a hollandaise, like literally I would chuck in the butter, the eggs, the vinegar, the lemon, the seasoning into the bowl all at once, walk away, 10 minutes later you've got the best hollandaise ever. Same with like a lemon curd and crap, that's amazing. So then you do have the rice cooker mode in here. I personally don't use it. So as we did this one, now the main reason for that is because I always had the TM31 first, then I had the TM5, and I didn't have a connection to the Wi-Fi or anything like that. And so, well, with the TM5 I had a connection to the Wi-Fi, and that's how I cooked it in the TM5. But with the new mode, I just personally think that this cooks it better. So you can have a play around with it, but
What more did you that one?
so that was just within a recipe. So that's what I do, and you just look up more rice. That's it. I mean, you're more than welcome to use this mode, and lots of people do, and they love it. That's just a personal preference.
There's two ways of cooking, either by recipe or by just choosing.
Yeah, so you can play. I'm not saying, you know, you can have a look at this and see what you think. Okay, then you've got fermentation. So fermentation is if you want to make your own yogurts, things like that. When you're doing your tandoori chicken and things like that, I presume you're probably buying yogurt at the moment. So you can make it a lot cheaper. So using the varoma on the top, so you can actually follow a guided recipe within Cookado, and then you put all your jars into here. So you can either, I personally put them into like individual kind of jars, and then you put your varoma on top. And so why that is, so you, at the end of the night, you put that on top, and what I do is, I mainly make coconut yogurt, so I put it on for 10 hours, and then all I'm going to do is turn it on to ferment, and then I'll go to bed. The first thing I do up in the morning is I come down, switch it off, and I just take them out, and I put them straight into the fridge. The other thing that you can use it for is if you're into making your own breads and things like that, so you can make your own starters, like your sourdough starters, things like that, because you can set the temperature to exactly what you want. So if you're doing a sourdough starter,
I suppose there's also recipes for you to make your
yep,
own
absolutely. Yep.
starters.
Yeah, so it's all in here on Cookado. Okay, so that's your fermentation. Then you've got your slow cook. So with your slow cook, that's where this comes in again. So this is going to be your grater, well not your, well it's your peeler, and also your blade cover. So if you want to cook anything that's got bones or any sort of meat or anything, it doesn't have to be meat, vegetables, anything, that you don't want the blades to chop up. So you just cover the blades, so it just goes over the blades like so, and then it's not going to, the blades can't chop. So that's your slow cook. So basically it's going to replace your slow cooker, anything like that, your pressure cooker, and you can cook up to 8 hours in it. So whether you want to do a slow cook lamb ragu or anything like that, easy. Just pop it all in there, go to work, come back and know that it's safe. Then you've got your sous vide. So your sous vide is, do you know what sous vide is?
Mm-hmm.
So sous vide is your vacuum packing. And so with that, so let's just say I just vacuum pack these really. So this is a little vacuum packer. So within the mix shop, you can get these as additional. So these are just bags, and they just take some air into it. So you can I wash these bags and just reuse them. So I've got air in there now. So you would vacuum pack whether it's a piece of salmon, a piece of chicken, a steak, anything like that. And you just put them in there. And then all you're going to do is you can charge it by a USB, that comes with it. And so I'm going to turn it on. And I'm going to put on the air vent now. On it down. And you can just see I'm just taking all the air out. That's it. So now that's nice and packed. So basically, that's just like a kind of like a, you know, otherwise you have to have like big ones. So this is designed, these bags are designed that they fit in there. So sous vide is basically if you're cooking like restaurant quality meals. So basically if you're cooking like a steak, so you know when you're in a restaurant and you get a piece of steak that's cooked perfectly all the way through, that perfect colour. So basically you put your steaks, you can fit up to probably 250 gram steaks in there, and you submerge them in water. And so with that, generally within the recipe, it'll ask you to put in some lemon juice and things like that. So the lemon juice just helps to stop the blades from oxidising, so it just protect them. And then all you're going to do is put it on to whatever the recipe says. If you're doing steak, about 2.5 hours. So to give you an idea, I'll show you an image of that. So, sorry, go into here. To my Thermomix album, which is okay. So here, so I've vacuum packed it, and then I've put it in. So I've used the old basket at this stage, but normally you just put it directly into the bowl now, with the blade cover on it. But the blade cover hadn't been, it's fairly new. And then you bring it out and it kind of looks like that. So it looks a bit raw, but then all you're going to do is quickly like flash fry it to get the markings on it. So then all I've done is taken it out, quickly throw it onto the char grill, and I'll just like probably just enough to mark it, that's it. And then I previously made my garlic butter in here, which I had in the freezer, and so I've just sliced that. And then you've got your tomatoes going on. So your zucchini here, so that's just done with a platter here, like done ribbons, and you could cook that into the varoma on top if you wanted to. So then here's the steak, and then when you see inside it, so it's perfectly cooked all the way through. So that's what I'm saying. So, you know, like husbands and things like that, they're like, what, it can cook a steak? It can. So, but don't just think about it as like sous videing a steak. You can sous vide sweet things, you can do scrambled eggs in there, you can do desserts, anything really, asparagus, vegetables, that type of thing.
So you would put the scrambled eggs in the bag as well to get it.
Put the what, sorry? Yes, yeah. So you can basically mix your scrambled eggs. I still to this day haven't done that myself. It's on my list to do, so I keep meaning to do it.
Yeah, because there's so many things you can do with it. You're never going to get a chance.
I know. I mean, I've had a machine for 10 years, but I've only really been like playing with it for the last 2 years. And like I have never get sick of looking at cookadoo. Like cookadoo, with having over 70,000 recipes and growing, like I do have a couple of staples that my family love that I have on repeat, but like all the time I'm doing something new. So like it's really giving lots of choice and variety, which is what I love about it as well. So not only do I know what's in my food, I've got no preservatives, I've got no additives. That's really important to me. So it depends on your own health goals, what you want within your family, things like that. So that's your sous vide. And then lastly, you've got peeler. So your peeler, once again, goes over your blades. And I've got pictures here I'm going to show you. So it's sitting over the blades like that. So then all you're going to do is I've put my beetroot in, and then I've put in, you can have up to 800 grams of root vegetables, and then you put in 600 grams of water. The machine tells you that. That's what it's saying right there. And then all you're going to do is turn it on, and then it's going to like basically kind of like tumble them around for 4 minutes, and then it comes out and you can see that they've kind of like tumbled.
What about potatoes?
Yep, potatoes. And then you see they all come out foamy, and then you just rinse them, and that's how they look afterwards. So you can do it with eggs, but so normally with eggs, don't just cook them and put them in there when they're still hot. They need to go in the fridge overnight and then do it, and maybe about 3 or 4 at any one time. So this is me steaming some cockles. So at the bottom here, like I'm sauteing off some garlic and some white wine and some onions, and then at the same time I'm steaming the cockles on the top. So it's not in any real order. Yeah, you can do it with mussels. This is me making a pea puree, and then I served it with snapper. Here's the roast chicken. And so what I did, so
then you can get quite creative and do your own thing as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, I've steamed the whole fish in there. You know, so you can do anything in there. And so here, because I want the chicken to be a bit brown, and so, I mean, an air fryer is a great thing to have. So you don't have to heat up a whole oven. So you can pretty much cook, and it's going to be beautiful and moist because you're locking in all those beautiful juices. And then all you're going to do is throw it in the air fryer, 5 minutes, brown it up. And then what I did with that, so this is making a Thai sauce. And then I made that in the Thermomix as well. So that's just putting in your coriander, your fish sauce, your chili, your garlic, your ginger, your chicken stock. And then I've just made it. So that there was just a Thai one. Cocktails. Do you guys, yep. It makes the best cocktails. So like they've got, my biggest file in my actual Cookado account is probably cocktails. So like if you like espresso martinis and margaritas, pina colada, it's unlimited the amount. And what I like about it is because you're weighing directly into the bowl, you get that, especially if you're making a margarita. Like I was never good at getting that sweet sour sort of balance. And so because you're going directly into the bowl, you weigh there, so you're going to get it exactly. So with the sugar, I've now kind of learnt that I can pull the sugar back in, and I can take it down to about, not half, but probably, you know, about 3/4 of the sugar that they originally asked for, because that's your taste. So it's a personal thing. Peeling your ginger or your garlic, same thing. So you put your ginger in. I mean, you do have a little bit of wastage in it, but it saves having to peel it by hand. It's always like fiddly. Same with your garlic. Make your nut butters in there. Make your turmeric. All the things that you know, stain your fingers. Great for doing in here for your peeler.
Staining machine, it's okay to do.
No. So when you're making tandoori and things like that, curry paste and that, you will find that the lid will go green. No problem. Or it might go turmeric colour. All you do, just go put it out in the sunlight for overnight in the daytime. Not overnight, but you know, during the day. Overnight there's no sun. And then by the following day, pretty much it will go back to the natural colour that it was. So people are like freak out, like, oh my god, I've got a brand new machine. I've had lots of phone calls and I've ruined it. But don't stress, just put it out in the sunlight, it comes straight back.
So what's the UV? It needs the UV?
Yeah, so the UV basically helps to neutralise it and just brings it back. So this is making san chow bao in it. So this is basically like a pork sort of minced dish that was making a salad. So basically it talks you through organising the salad on the plate, and then I'm just making a dressing and drizzling over. Here I'm making meringues. So making little individual meringues. So I just did half chocolate, half raspberry on the thing. Espresso martinis. Mango daiquiris. This was a blue Hawaiian something, I can't remember what it was called. Strawberry Kubanowski. This was a Turkish Delight one. And this here is, I made the crumb in the Thermomix following a recipe, and I made basically tacos, cauliflower tacos, and I made the refried bean mix following a recipe, and I made the dressing and everything and just served that. So that was delicious. So there's lots of, so this is making dog food. And so I cut it all out. So
That's what I do. I make my dog.
oh, do you? Perfect. So I make my own dog food in there. So there's another platform called Recipe Community, and so with that, so like I'll Google dog food and I'll put Thermomix after it, and you'll see lots of recipes come up, and sometimes they're Cookado and sometimes the Recipe Community. Now the Recipe Community, you can actually import those to your actual machine, and so that can go under your created recipes. So which is really easy, but we'll talk about that another lesson, because already today I'm overloading you and it's too much. So we can talk, you know, we do lessons on that virtually or in person. So you can see me doing the dog food, steaming chicken breasts. When I rang you earlier, you were doing your chicken, and so you can basically put your chicken in. Oh, that's doing some lamb racks, soothing them. You can put your chicken breasts or anything in there, and then you just put the blades on reverse. 4 seconds, boom, you've got shredded chicken. There's not much it can't do. Steaming my vegetables at night time. Oh, that was just roasting. So that's the sous vide coming out.
Can you bake a cake in it? What about cake?
You can steam a cake. So like the other night I did a sticky toffee pudding, and so I steamed them in the varoma, and so I have these little.
That is a hold down. No, varoma is a holds down. No, how does
You
it
can
not
put it in a little dish.
So that's how. So I do put them in there.
Do you get that? Do you buy that as well?
Yeah. So that's. I mean, all of the stuff. You don't have to have it, but obviously the longer you have the Thermomix, you're gonna buy more and more little. So this is a little.
Yeah, it's very lovely. You can see mother's having a new collection of Thermomix.
So look at this. So this here, Thermomix have just the mix shop have just had a 20% off sale. This is all my delivery. I haven't even unloaded it yet. Like it's got lots of treats in there for me. So because and I think that they might have another sale, possibly a New Year's sale, I'm guessing. But they had the Black Friday sale, so keep that in mind for following year if you do purchase a machine. And so during the year, I would say from the last 2 years of experience, I reckon maybe 2 to 3, 20% sales off a year. But what happens if you were to buy a machine today, because you've just missed the 20% sale on all the mix shop accessories? So if you were to do an in-house demonstration, so I'd come to you, do a delivery demo, you invite 2 people, you also earn a host gift, but you'll also get 20% off the mix shop. So it's kind of worthwhile. So you know, whereas
you don't want to get anyone that you don't think will. I know you want to get someone that you think will buy.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you can imagine those who buy. My sister would never buy.
So I mean, people freak out because of the price, right?
Yeah.
It's an investment, you know. So, but you know, you go and buy an iPhone. No one even like bats an eye to do though, because we know how much value it is. And until you see it, so if you showed your sister, you know, or her husband, and I always say sometimes it's worthwhile to find out kind of who the person is that pulls this, you know, if you were going to do it as a consultant, who does the purse strings, because then you're not wasting your time, if you know what I mean. So you can kind
because you can't go and if your husband, you know, if you have to run everything past your husband,
Yeah.
you can't go and explain to him how.
Exactly. So I always say, you know, there's definitely have the husband there for the demonstration. And you know the best way to do it is to get the guys on the machines, get them playing with it, because guys love anything technical. And because it's the same with parents with young kids, and that I always say bring your kids. And they're like, oh no, I won't bring them. And I went, no, bring your kids, because your kids get on there, because it's screen time, they love it. And you know what? The kids start cooking for you, it's brilliant.
Because an 8, 9, 10-year-old, you can see them doing quite a
Oh,
few
even
things.
younger. We're getting 5-year-olds cooking in it. That's amazing. Basically, if they can read, they can cook. That's how simple it is. So it really is that easy. Right, so the rice is finished now. So we're going to take the lid off, like that. And then see how that's been rotating while it's been cooking. Bring that round to there. So see this hook on the spatula? Actually, I'm just going to show you one other thing. So see that it's been designed so it will never touch the bench. So that's the German engineering, so perfect hygiene. So all I'm going to do is use that hook, and I'm going to hook that into, there's a little hole on there. See, hold the bowl first. So I'm going to hook that in there so I get good. And then I'm going to lift that up, and I'm going to pop that on there just to kind of let it drain down. So that's just a little tip that I always tell people. So I'm just going to grab another thermos server, and so we can put the rice in there as well.
So that basket comes with the...
Yeah, so the steam basket comes with it. So this is another thermos server, sorry, not varoma, that you could earn as well. So that's your oval one. So these ones are worth 165 and these ones are worth 130. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to just pop so all I'm going to do is just like that, and I'll tip it out over here, just so I don't make a mess. Normally I'd probably just let that sit in the machine for maybe another 4 minutes or so, 5 minutes, just in there. So I'll just give that a little bit of fluff up. So you can sort of see how nice it is. I mean, it's probably a little bit more glossy than normal just because there was a little bit of extra olive oil in there, but I'll serve that up to you guys. And that's without rinsing it. So you'll see in the bottom there, so you'll see all that yucky starchy water is all down the bottom there. So it's taking out all of that. So,
and also for health reasons, people don't like to have that.
Exactly, the starches and things like that. And so, yeah, so you can just, it takes it all out. But it's, you know, people that are watching their weight and things like that, great for that because it's taking all the starch out. So it's basically a healthier rice. So once again, I want to show you how to wash.
Does it whip eggs? I'm just thinking when I could get rid of my the machine that I do my dough in. It's got like different blades. It's got a dough hook, a whipper.
Absolutely.
Something else. Can you get rid of the whole thing?
Yep, you can get. So you're talking about like a KitchenAid or something like that. Yeah, you can get rid of all of that. No need anymore. So you can sell that.
Where does it whip all of it?
Okay, so that's.
What do you recommend?
So normally I would show you how to.
No, I mean I don't want to see it. Just
so that's it there.
Oh.
So basically this aerates. So that just sits over the blade.
So when you're doing a meringue, this is what you use?
Yeah, so that's what I use. So if you're whipping cream, making a meringue, anything like that, anything you want to volumize.
Okay.
So when you're making ice cream, things like that, that'll go in and it helps to volumize.
Can you make ice cream?
So you can make ice cream in here. So you can put in frozen fruit and you can put in...
Does it have ice cream recipes?
Yeah, it does have ice cream recipes in there.
But it won't get cold, you have to still freeze it.
Yeah, so you still have to freeze it. Unless you're going to be using a frozen fruit.
Okay. Hi Karen.
Do you guys want to drink one?
Good. Can I call you back? Yeah. Okay, I'll call you back soon. See you, bye.
Would you like a water at all?
No. Mum?
Yeah, I love a water actually. Thank you.
Can you get Karen on it?
Okay. Do you like ice or no ice?
Oh, just no ice.
Just no ice?
Why is it started doing these things when I'm
Yeah, you can first you want to delete Hannah's number and then you
Okay, so I'm going to serve up a little bit of cauliflower rice and a little bit of the rice, and then you guys can try it. And then while you're eating, I'm going to show you just quickly the Cookadoo app and how you can plan things. So just get this out of your way. Put it there. So that's for you to take away. And here's a little brochure as well. And so this is, so if you were to host a demo at your house, so this is just kind of showing you all the different things that you can earn. And then here, so basically all the things. So if that's the value of them, and then if no one was to buy a TM6, then that's what you can buy it for. Otherwise, if someone purchases, then you get it for free. So either way, it's still worthwhile.
So tell me about being a consultant. Even if I buy one now, I could still...
You can still become a consultant, absolutely. So if you buy one now, there's no pressure because you can join up and you can do that in your own time.
Yeah. But you know how you earned a free one?
Yes.
Can you still earn a free one later by and give it to someone else or do something?
So you'll just basically go straight into earn commission.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you wanted to earn a free one, then we need, you know, because they've got, you can do it at a later date, but it's not going to be sale 4. You're going to have to sale 6.
Okay.
So this is like, I've been doing it for 2 years. This is the first time I've ever seen sale 4 get a free machine. So right now, but today's the cut off for that as well. So you kind of,
it's just that I don't know, I would find it so hard. I sell for a job actually, but I would find it so hard to sell someone something if I'm not bought it myself or experienced myself.
Yeah, well, you'd own a machine, so they give you the machine up front.
Okay.
So basically, if you were to do that, so I was looking for my plates. If you were to do that, you need to pay a deposit. So the deposit is, is $880, and so what that is, that's basically, so when you sell, if you sell one machine, I'll bring it up actually, I've got a,
okay, so you just pay that deposit and then
you pay a deposit, and if you sell 4 machines, you get that deposit back.
Okay.
But if you sell 3 machines, you have to pay a certain amount. I've got it here.
So if you pay that $880, you get your free machine, so that you can start selling it. Yeah, because that's what I'd find so hard, to not have a machine and try to tell people.
Oh no, you can't sell.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you still have to do your probably it's 15 to 20 hours online training.
Yeah.
I mean, you can probably push it out in 15 hours. So that's why I kind of say 15 to 20
what
hours.
is the training required? Like how to get familiar with the machine and.
Yeah, to use your machine. The best way is just start using it.
Yeah.
But if you were interested in doing
because
that,
I definitely know 4 people that would buy it. You know
yeah.
You know,
Yeah. So basically, if you were to do that, you need to go along to a business meeting tonight. It's on at 7:30. It probably might be an hour. So if you can get on tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you can't get on tonight, then it's not going to work.
Yeah. No, I can get on tonight.
And then basically, so you've got you basically after tonight. We will organise your start date, which has to be the 12th of December, is when you can start selling. But before that time, you need to have done your training, your online training. You can do that in your own time. So you can
do it. Yeah.
So if you've got 15 hours between now, 15 to 20, between now and the 12th of December, remembering today is the 1st of December, then it's feasible that you can do it.
So what are you doing online training on a computer?
Yeah, on a computer. So basically you're watching little videos about Thermomix and different things, coming up against objections about the price, how to handle it, and different ways of explaining it. So like we go through and we have a particular way that we're meant to do our training. I don't do it that way. I'm more relaxed. And you'll get trained how to do it properly. And so
but everyone uses their own style.
Exactly, and so you'll learn to adapt to whatever. And so basically within this, like I'm supposed to start, if I get to the start page. And like, you know, so what's most important to you? Are you wanting healthy? Do you want simple fast food, creative? Do you want to save money? That type of thing. And you talk to people, which I did a little bit, you know, and I get the gist because I'd already spoken to you. And then I go over the price, what's included, and I kind of do that as I'm using it rather than stopping and going, right, you get this, 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 and this. So as you saw, each time I picked up a piece, and I said, this is what comes with it. And then basically, this is everything that the machine can do. That's the main page that I use, which I was about to flick to. So this shows every single function that it can do. And like what I'll say is like today we've only made a curry and the rice. So we haven't used all of these. Now if there was something on here, a particular function that you want to see then we can rebook and do another demonstration.
I can, but you're always available if I'm stuck with something. And
Absolutely. And so basically then we talk about, so the cook I do, so that comes free with the machine, which is the app. So that's, you get 6 months free. After 6 months, not 60 days, it's $69 per annually.
Oh, fine.
Okay, so it's basically, I kind of say it's like buying one cookbook. You know, it's pretty reasonable.
And it's always new. It's not like you're buying the same thing every year.
No.
Because they're always updating it.
Yeah, because they're always updating and improving.
When do they update machines? So like, you know, do you feel like next year it'll be a new one and then you feel like you have an old machine?
Yeah, well basically now, for the last probably 2 years, I'd say. Well, 2 years because I've owned it 2 years. It's pretty much now, it's like an iPhone. You know, you turn your machine on and it will say update needed. And so you might do a 10-minute update and that's it. And it will update all the features. So the egg mode, the peeler, what else is new on it? Yeah, there's about 4 of the modes that are recently new, and so that's come through on an update.
No, but
so,
when will they update the whole machine? You know, you don't.
I mean, I know of nothing, and I can put my hand on my heart and say I know nothing coming. And
no, but what has been the gap between the 5 and the?
Well, when I bought my TM31, my consultant, it came out literally a month later, and I was so mad. And I'm, you know, and I know as a consultant she would have known, and I think that's really rude that you don't pass it on. I don't know anything, so this machine here, I don't know how they could improve it. I don't think they can. By doing the updates on its internet, I don't think there's any need. I mean, they're bringing out the slicer attachment. I cannot literally think of anything it doesn't do.
And the good thing is you're a chef, so you're perfect for, you know.
Yeah. So I mean, can you think of anything it doesn't do? Once we've got
apart from like oven.
Apart from an oven, but you're not going to get an oven.
I know.
So
an oven, they might have to have another bowl attachment, perhaps.
I can't imagine an oven either, personally.
Because of the temperature, it goes up to such a high. I mean,
yeah, it goes up to 160. Yeah. And then basically, you know, this is just payment options. So you could do the earn program. So once again, would need to, you know, tomorrow you'd have to sign up and do the $880. And then there's the $120, $120, sorry, and that's just a consultant box. And with that, you get one of these in there.
Mm-hmm.
You get an apron. You get this, and you get some paperwork and bits and bobs. You also get a carry bag, which is this here. So that you get a carry bag, so you can take it to people's houses and keep it safe. So that's your travel bag. That's worth $120 on its own. So it's you know, so when you're paying that $120 for your business kit, you're also getting, you know, all of that. So it's great. And that's it.
Yeah. No, I think I'll definitely sign up as a consultant because I firstly like selling, and secondly I've got people I know who will buy it.
So I've got so you get assigned a team leader. So there's a couple of people locally. So whether you prefer a male as a team leader, or we have another lady called Ruru that's in the so there's Sai, he's based in out sort of like Henderson way, or we have a lady that's based in West Harbour as well. She's off Wisely Road somewhere. Her name's Ruru. She's an Asian lady. She's amazing. I love her. She's really inspiring, and that if I was to choose, I think she'd be amazing to go through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. You happy to both try?
So what about you? So you're not a consultant. You're a consultant.
I'm a consultant. I don't want to be a team leader. So as a team leader, you build a team, and so there could be like 20 people underneath you. So if you wanted, a lot of people do it full time, and they make really, really good money. I personally, I do it as a hobby. I love these machines. I'm passionate about them. I think everyone should have one in their kitchen. So that's where I'm driven from, you know, inspiring other people to get one, because I can see how much you can help people, especially with, you know, the food diets and that today. I just think that if I can get people onto it, it's amazing. So for me, it's not a financial thing, it's more a passion, and I'm busy with family and things, so I don't have time to do that. So with a team leader, so every machine that you sell, your team sells, so like last month in November, we're in December now, I'll just give you a little bit each. I sold 6 machines last month. My team leader gets gets $150 per machine, and he did nothing. I did all the work. So he does that by 20 people, plus he can sell his own machines. So it's quite a win-win, really. Yeah. If you want to do that, but you have to deal with a lot of people. Oh, that might be my salmon. But you have to deal with a lot of people, and I don't have time to deal with the people, if you know what I mean. So I like what I do. It suits me. It suits my lifestyle. I just want to help people. Yeah. So for me, it's different.
Yeah, that's right. What about with the break? So do they have the breakdown of how much you earn as you sell as a consultant?
So the more you sell per month, the more you make. And there's different stages you can get. So I earn more than Emma because I have finished different stages within my training.
Okay.
And so that's something that you can do as well. And you it takes about 12 months to do it. So you've got to reach set goals and things like that.
I saw that was an history selling.
So yeah, so there's lots of different things you can do. I was just saying how I earn more than you because I've done extra training. So Emma's recently new. So Emma's my son's girlfriend. So she's become a consultant. So she's moving to Melbourne, and so in December, and so she's going to become a consultant over there. And so she's just been learning from me. So you can see here, so if you preferred your chicken slightly bigger pieces, just leave it bigger, entirely up to you. Probably not giving you too much. Don't feel like you have to eat it all. So while you're both eating, okay, one for you, one for you. Do you want some, Emma?
Yes, please.
Okay, cool. And so while you guys are eating, I'm just going to show you the Cook I Do app. So everything on Cook I Do,
Really good.
yeah, the rice is good. Yeah. So I showed them the rice and the cauliflower rice and the curry. So you got the choice of both there. And so with the Cook I Do, so okay.
Did it, sorry, can I ask, did it do anything with the chicken? The chicken seems like smaller pieces.
Yeah, so with the chicken, because it's going on reverse, so I probably
make it slightly bigger.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. The chicken could have been slightly bigger and it would leave it into bigger pieces. But if you prefer it smaller, leave it smaller. Entirely up to you. So that's where it's just kind of trial and error of what you like.
So I definitely cut it down, not from what pieces you put in. Did it cut it down? I
cut a chicken thigh into 4. Normally I probably cut it into 3, but today I cut it into 4 for some reason. So I have the Cook I Do app on my phone. I have it's automatically on your machine, and I have it on my iPad. So they all sync within each other. So you only need one Cook I Do account, and you can have multiple machines. So down the track, you get to a stage when you become a consultant that you can sell, if you sell 6 machines, you earn a free bowl. If you sell 12 machines in a certain period, you can earn a whole Thermomix for free. There's certain steps you've got to go through. So there's that can, down the track. So going on to Cook I Do, here. So basically, what's something that you generally would cook within your household?
Chicken pie.
A chicken pie? Okay, so we're just going to type in chicken pie. I'm actually going to do this chicken pie, type it in, and I'm going to go search. So now it's going to bring up every pie available that has got chicken in it. So it's bringing lots of different things up. Okay, so let's just say we're going to click on this one here. This is the first one that I came across. Mini chicken pie. So all I could either go cook today, or I can go add, and I can go add to my week. So then I might think, right, well, I've got people coming over on Saturday night. That might be quite nice as a little snack food. So I'm going to put that on Saturday, and I go save. So then I can basically plan my whole week like that. So if I go